Hi everyone, this is Vidhan Agrawal, CET 2020 99.99 percentile. And here we are with another interview with one of the CET 2022 toppers. We have Himanshu Parkar with us. He had scored 99.99 percentile. And being a commerce student, that's huge. So great respect, Himanshu. And also, we keep taking interviews at the top percentile because we feel that every topper has a different journey, every struggle he's been through. So these are different struggles, different journeys, and we feel that every story, there's a different story to everyone, and you, as viewers, you'd be able to relate with some of them. So, which is why I feel that bringing these stories to you would help you motivate. You'd know what toppers used to do, and maybe you can follow the same routine, same way of studying, same pattern, and eventually crack CET. And next time I might be taking your interview. So hey Manchu, firstly congratulations for the great score that you had scored 99.99 percentile. I know it's a little late now, but congratulations for getting into JBIMS. Could you just quickly tell us something about yourself to our viewers so that they have a brief idea about who you are?
Yes, sure, Vidhan. Thank you for having me. It really feels great to be giving this interview. I mean, during my CET preparation, I used to watch interviews of toppers who cracked CET, and it feels really great to be on this side of the things. And I'm a Bachelor in Management students graduate. I graduated in the year 2021. I also gave CET in 2021 because the obviously the most logical course for me was to pursue MBA after my bachelor's in management studies. And so in CET 2021, I scored a 99.16 percentile, and it wasn't enough to get into JBIMS. But I knew that I wanted to. So my target was JBIMS only, and so I knew that I had the capability, and I gave it another shot, and this year I scored enough to get into JB.
That's great, yeah. But tell us one thing, how did you gather that motivation after scoring 99.16 that, hey, I know I'd be able to crack 99.94. I will definitely get into JBMS if I study hard. So how did you get that?
So I knew that after scoring a 99.16, there is a small margin of marks. I mean, 15 to 20 marks between those percentiles. I mean, the percentiles in itself seems like a huge number to crack, but the marks margin is a little bit on the smaller side. And if you cover the syllabus thoroughly and know the ins and outs of the preparation, you know where you are lacking, and you need to cover those areas of topics where you left out on preparation in the last attempt. So, I mean, people seem to think that if you are a repeater, you have an edge over others who are giving the attempt for the first time. But understand this that people who give an exam for the another time, they make mistakes in the first attempt. So you need to just not make those mistakes in your first attempt as well. You need to contact with them, you need to interact with them, focus. You need to have a proper strategy in mind while giving those exam. So
That's
yeah,
great.
I mean,
We'll surely be talking about those strategies, but before that,
yeah,
being a commerce student, I've seen this amongst the aspirants. They always get intimidated by engineers.
yeah.
उनको लगता है भाई ये engineer है तो he is very strong with LR, he is very strong with quants, and he is going to crack the paper. Us being the commerce student is going to be really difficult to compete with them. And in CET, it's all about the score.
Yeah.
So why did you think that you should go for CET and not for some other exams? Because in CET, it's mostly the engineers who get into JBMS.
Uh, so basically, if you see in a management school, the ratio shouldn't be of engineers getting the upper hand, right? I mean, and even in entrance exams also, the syllabus that is present in these exams is basically the baseline of it is what you have studied in school. So the whole point of arguing that engineers have an upper edge, I mean, I think it is baseless. I mean, that is a myth that we need to stop talking about right now. It is high time. And so the level of preparation might depend upon the individual. You need to focus on putting in more efforts. You might take a little bit more time than others. I mean, they not need to be engineers for the sake, but you need to go in depth and understand the topic very thoroughly, cover the syllabus thoroughly. You need to give it sufficient time, and you will get you will be able to see sufficient results over the time. There is
So
no upper
yeah, that's
hand.
what. So correct. See, commerce students को थोड़ा time लग सकता है,
Hmm.
but it's okay to give some more time as compared to engineers. If you study each and every topic in depth, you'd be definitely be able to crack CET. Himanshu is an example over here. And ऐसा नहीं है कि just he got into JBIMS, he scored 99.99%. It's huge. So if Himanshu can do it, other commerce students can do it, so can you. So you don't have to get scared by all those engineers out there. Just focus on your preparation. You have to compare yourself with the last score, with your last mock score, and then you just have to improve that. You don't have to compare yourself with other engineers. Just keep improving, and I'm sure that you'll be able to score really well in your CET. So, Himanshu, could you just talk about your strategy, how you used to prepare, how you used to divide your day, what all topics you used to do in a day? एक ही दिन में चार अलग topics or just sticking to one subject. What you used to do?
So as I was preparing for CET while doing my internship, I had a sufficient amount of time with me. I made a point to focus the weak areas, doing the weak areas daily. I made a point that I gave 1 hour to puzzles, 1 hour to DI, quant, and I read newspapers daily. I made a habit to read newspapers daily because you get a practice of reading comprehension as well, and you also get to know what is happening in the world as well. So, my advice would be do the weak topics daily, make it a habit. Also, the cover the syllabus one by one, list down the topics, and I think around 2 months would be very much sufficient to cover the syllabus.
Got it. So, was there any specific newspaper that you used to read or जो भी आया वो?
Yeah, actually, as I interacted with many friends who were preparing for CAT, they everybody prescribed Hindu only. So I
Okay.
used to read Hindu daily. The editorials in there are very relevant to what passages that are brought in reading comprehensions. So you get a deeper understanding of the passages if you read the editorials daily.
That's the newspaper recommended by everyone. So, guys, you can go for Hindu. You can even go for Indian Express to read. And any of them, all you have to do is you should have that reading habit. You should be able to read the comprehension fast. You should be able to comprehend the comprehension fast. So that's all you need. हिंदू लोग बोलते हैं, of course you can go for Hindu, but I personally feel कि हिंदू का level is really high for CET. It's ideal for CAT, but again कोई कोई लोग बोलते हैं that if you study the tougher newspaper, if you study from the tougher newspaper, then it becomes easier for you in CET. Easier passages में you spend lesser time and फटाफट you are able to solve them. So Himanshu, there's one query that we get every time from commerce students कि quants का preparation कैसे करें. So if you can just tell us in detail a little about your strategy, how you should prepare for quant specifically, it'll be great for our viewers.
Uh, so the first thing would be you need to have the proper syllabus with you. You need to have the list of topics that you need to cover. And I mean the entire syllabus. I mean some people only focus on arithmetic or some people only focus on DI, but you need to cover those syllabus, the entire syllabus thoroughly. You need to focus on variety more and not specialize in one of the topics only. That might work when IBPS used to conduct the exam, but right now you need to focus more on variety. And so actually, I used to list down the topics and I studied from Quantum Cat. That was one book that I referred. The level one questions from there were sufficient enough to get a hang on to the questions that were asked in CET. I practiced from mocks as well. I gave around 20 mocks this year. And So yeah, I mean, you need to cover arithmetic, modern math, also numbers and other set of topics from quant. You practice daily, write tables, squares, cubes. You need to learn those things by heart. I I was able to tell squares, cubes, and other tables from 1 to 50, 1 to 20, everything. And focus on doing mental math daily. I mean, you need to keep your mind constantly active about these things. You need to, whenever you see some numbers, you add them, subtract them, divide them, do everything. Uh, that was what I followed.
That's what even we used to do. In fact, me and all of us used to just keep adding, subtracting numbers, whatever we used to see.
Yeah.
So that helped us with our mental math, being fast, being really fast with our calculations. So guys, that helps. Stay in touch with numbers. Make numbers your friend, your best friend. And CET में then तुम लोग फोड़ दोगे. So Himanshu, could you tell us initially when you started preparing for CET, what were your scores like in mocks initially, and towards the end, what was it?
So well, I started preparing for CET last year in the for the 2021 attempt, and my first mock score was around in 50s, I think. I
Wow.
mean, yeah, but I knew in the back of my mind that I haven't covered my entire syllabus, and there is a scope of potential of huge growth, and I focused on completing the syllabus first, and then there comes a point where your scores become stagnant. Uh, I mean, many people face issues, even I face that issue. But that is where you need to focus on little things where even two, three questions matter. I mean, I was lacking in mensuration. My weak topic was mensuration. I mean, I used to slack off on uh, by hurting the formulas for mensuration. I stopped doing that. I mean, I was weak in verbal a little bit. And my accuracy in reading comprehension was a little bit low. I practice reading comprehensions daily. I also repeated formulas daily of mensuration, and so that is where focusing on weak areas comes in. And after that, the strategy matters the most. So I had a strategy after experimenting a lot that I need to get completed with the easy questions first, be it a sectional pattern or jumbled pattern. My strategy worked on both the patterns. So you need to have a strategy in your mind. It may vary from person to person. My strategy was to get completed with the easy question first, and that is what I think helped me to score this much in my exam. That is what differentiated my score.
Perfect. So, like I've told in my previous videos as well, strategy matters. Keep experimenting, keep trying different strategies in your mocks
Yeah.
and see which one suits you the best and just keep going with it. So, Himanshu, you had told me that you used to watch the top percentile videos. So, I just wanted to ask you, how did the top percentile help you with your preparation? Because this helps us motivate as well to make even more videos for the viewers. So, if you could just let us, our viewers, know how did the top percentile help you achieving the score?
So during my preparation journey, I mean, one of you guys who are watching this video currently. I mean, I used to watch to the toppers interviews in this channel I mean, the most memorable video was of Pramendra Jha. I mean, a guy who has a CADS in 15s and 16s who has cracked JBIMS. That was the most inspiring thing for me. If he can do it, anyone can do it. I mean. If you just need to put in the efforts. You need to have a certain set of direction, contact with your community, and also you need to go through YouTube channels, give yourself enough time to get motivated, to get the proper material, and just have a certain set of action plan in your mind, but before attempting the exam.
That video was one hell of a video. I mean, what a guy and what video it was, and really inspirational, really motivational video. इतने कम marks आने के बाद भी you're motivated to get into the best college and eventually you crack it. So that was really something. So Himanshu, as we all know that CET 2022 was a jumbled paper like the previous one. So could you tell us that what was your strategy while attempting the paper?
So yeah, I mean, after the slot one, I read reviews of slot one that the paper was a little bit on the easier side. So I was expecting my paper to be a little bit easy, but after completing, so I never got the idea of the difficulty of paper until the first 90 minutes passed, because my whole strategy was attempting the easy questions first and getting maximum marks out of minimum time. So in the first 90 minutes, I was able to complete around 120 questions. And so after that, I went on to attempt the harder set of questions. And then I came across the cat level puzzles and other side of things. Uh, but yeah, the whole differentiator of my score would be attempting the easy questions first. I mean, that is what helped me, because in the last hour or so, my attempts were a little bit on the lesser side, and so that is where the strategy comes in. So I would advise you to get a proper strategy, and do not panic if whatever the paper comes in. Have Keep repeating to yourself that you're going to ace it. I did that, and that helped me to be a little bit calm on the D-Day.
So for the easier question, so next करके देखते जाएगा whichever you felt was an easier question, you should attempt that, and जो भी tough होगा उसको mark करके you just move on to the next one.
Yeah, yeah. So there's this ABC strategy. I mean, many people might know it, but so I used to attempt all those B Karo questions or A questions, and so that is where the 120 questions were get got done, and the the questions which I thought that I can attempt in the next hour, I marked them for review and went on that questions in the next hour, and other questions were flukes. So yeah,
और flukes तो थोड़ा देना ही पड़ता है. You can't attempt each and every question.
yeah.
So flukes are a must. But Himanshu, so we had an interview with Asim as well, and his strategy was completely opposite of that of yours. So
Okay.
उसका क्या था? Initially, he thought that his mind is fresh, so he used to go for the tougher questions. And where he used to attempt easier questions, whereas you started off with the easier question and then moved on to the tougher question. So, guys, that's why I want to tell you कि खुद का strategies बनाओ. These are two completely opposite strategies. Still, they both crack CET 2022 and are in JBIMS. So it doesn't matter what your strategy is. Just stick to that strategy. Keep practicing that strategy, and you'd be good to go. So, Himanshu, just a final few questions. So, could you tell us that what are you looking forward to in your MBA in JBIMS? I know it's been a few months already, but आगे what are your plans?
So yeah, I mean, getting into JB, it has opened a plethora of opportunities for me. I mean, whatever opportunity is knocking at my door, I'm making sure that I'm grabbing onto it. And you know, there is a lot of scope to enhance your CV, improve your skill set. There are a lot of opportunities for case competitions, internships, and also networking with people who have that growth mindset, who make you constantly ask yourself that what next. I mean, that is the environment that I'm in right now, and it really feels exciting to be here and make the most out of these 2 years.
That's great. Yeah. So people do it for the clubs, do it for the committees, do it for the professors, and the different kind of people that you meet at JVMS, all the toppers. So it's really great to study with them, exchange knowledge, have fun with them as well. So it's a different experience in JVMS. Himanshu, one last question. As you know that tentative dates for CE 2023 has come out, and it's 18th and 19th March. So somewhere around 2 to 3 months, 2.5, 3 months. So what suggestion do you have for the aspirants? What can they do? And also now a lot of aspirants are going through a lot of stress. So what do you think they can do to overcome that stress and prepare well?
So yeah, I mean, so the if the so that now that the dates are out, I mean, for those people who are wondering that the time is less, it is not. Trust me. You can still crack CET. Just follow a regular routine, have a certain set of plan with you. focus on weak areas. You need to constantly upgrade yourself by the day. You need to be one step closer to your goal. You need to first of all, cover the syllabus thoroughly. Uh, you need to focus on variety of topics and not be focused on only puzzles or only arithmetic. I've seen people do that, and they wasted a lot of time doing that. Cover your syllabus thoroughly, get your basics straight, have a community with you with whom you can interact with daily and talk about your scores and improvement. You need to compare your scores and their scores with you and see where you can improve. That really helps. So we had a group who consistently scored well in mocks. So that is what matters. Also, I would also advise that don't put all your eggs in one basket. If you cover the entire syllabus thoroughly, you are already prepared almost well enough for other exams as well, like NMAT, SNAP, and CMAT as well. So focus on other exams as well. But whenever the exam is approaching, have a certain set of strategy in your mind. After a certain set of stagnant scores, you need to start experimenting with your mocks. Don't be afraid to, first change the order of sections or change the level of difficulties while attempting the paper. This is the time that you need to experiment. You need to be prepared well enough that however the paper may come, you are going to do the best out of it.
Perfect. And something for stress. What do you usually
Yeah.
do for stress?
So my hobbies are, singing and doing physical activities. I made a point that I was engaging in some or other physical exercises every day. Putting in that much amount of hours in your preparation kind of exhausts your mind. You need to be refreshed. I would strongly advise that you either go for a walk or do gymming and follow your hobbies. Meditation even helps, and so that is also an important part of your journey. Make sure to include it.
Perfect. So guys, don't forget to follow your hobbies, your passion. थोड़ा time निकालो every day for that, वरना तुम पागल हो जाओगे. So thank you so much, Himanshu. Guys, you can join our course, The Top Percentile. We have our Telegram group, our Insta page. We also have a number where you can text or call. So, and we have a website, thetoppercentile.co.in. The link for everything is in the description. And whatever doubt you have, you can ping us on any of the platforms and we'll definitely respond. And we also have a lot of discounts going on. So for that also we've put it in the description. So thank you so much for being with us, guys. We'll have many more interviews with a lot of toppers, CET 2022 toppers, and many more inspirational videos, many more inspirational journeys, their struggles, and just wait for them. Many more videos to come. Thank you so much, Himanshu, for being with us. Thank you so much for coming to our channel.
Thank you, Vedant, for having me. Thank you.
Thanks.